Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Victoria, if you're new here. Hello, nice to meet you. Today I have a very quick little standing workout, standing flow for you. You don't even need a mat. If you don't want to, you can do it in the park, you can do it on your balcony, it doesn't matter. But if you want to use a mini ball, you can. I will be using one today, but you can do all of it without it. So when you're ready, let's get started. So today we're going to start in standing, because that would be strange if we didn't. We're going to find a wider than usual stance though. So think second position, heels of the feet turned in, toes pointing out. You're still standing up nice and tall. You're finding a nice softness in those ribs, top of the head drawing up towards the ceiling. And you're just gonna grab the ball with one hand. I have it in my right. And you just place it on our sides. So let's drop down into a squat, bending at the knees. And we're just gonna sweep those arms up, and you're just gonna pass the ball over to the left hand. Then you sweep it back down as you stand up. Exhaling to find that squat and sweep those arms up, and inhale to stand. So obviously if you don't have a ball, you're just sweeping those arms up and down as you find that squat. Let's just do 4. Keeping that nice uprightness in that torso. 3, as you find that squat. And 2. And on that last one, we're going to find a squat hold. You're going to bring that ball, if you're using it in front of your chest, elbows nice and wide, and you're just going to give it a nice squeeze. Just squeeze maybe about 30% of that strength. If you're not using a ball, feel free to just, place your hand, clasp your hand together or something like that. But just 30% of your arm strength to find an engagement with it. And let's just take single heel lift. So right heel peels up from the mat, coming onto your right toes, bring it back down. Exhale to lift the left. Inhale to lower with control. Just breathing through, keeping those shoulders away from those ears, nice and upright torso. Squeezing that ball just a little. And if you want to find a double heel lift, you can. So lifting both of those heels, rising up to your tippy toes. Bring it back down. You're holding in that squat. We're here for another 4, 3, 2. One last one. And let's straighten up in those knees. And let's just shake it out. Shake out your arms and your legs. This is very official Pilates transition. I don't know what I'm saying half the time. Okay. So we're going to find our normal standing position. So be about hip width distance apart. Sitting up nice and tall, neutral pelvis and spine. So just a bit of that curve in your lower back. Ribs are nice and soft, top of the head drawing up towards the ceiling. And we're just gonna bring that ball back in front of our chest, elbows out wide, shoulders down, and just pressing into it just a little bit for that engagement, okay? We're gonna shift, where should I face? I think this makes sense. Shifting slightly over to that left foot, you're gonna pick that right knee up as high as you can without rounding in that back, and then you're going to send it behind you. Your torso is gonna just tilt forward slightly. You're still keeping a line in that head and that spine, and then you're gonna slowly return back to standing. So you can either place your foot down just slightly, just for stability, or you can choose to keep it hovered. It's up to you. So again, we're going to pick that knee up on an inhale, and then exhale to send it behind us just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a huge lift. And then you're just going to inhale to return, and just exhale to prepare. Keeping a soft bend in that standing knee. Your hips are tracking forward, so they're not rotating, you're not tilting. Going nice and slow, trying not to rush. And then next time you send that leg behind you, you're going to step all the way back. So stepping all the way back, you're in this sort of triangle position. Okay, so hips are facing forward, knees and toes are facing forward. You're going to bring the ball up overhead. So again, arms just in front of those ears. If you don't have a ball, it's just your arms. Bending and sending the weight into that left foot. We're going to kick the right foot back, squeezing at the glute. And then we're going to drop it all the way back down. Find that triangle stance once again. Exhale to shift forward and kick, and inhale to bring your right foot back. So you're just kind of shifting forward. Your torso again is just leaning and tilting forwards enough to find a bit of that counterbalance. But you want to try to keep a bit of that uprightness in that torso. You're not doing, a yoga pose where you're just doing this. You want to feel it in the glute. So even when you shift forward, you're going to tilt forward slightly, but you want to be straight enough in that spine. Let's just do one more. And when you're done, bring those arms down. Let's just shake it out. Before we go on to the other side. So, doing the same thing, we're bringing the ball in front of our chest, elbows out wide, shoulders away from those ears, standing up nice and tall. We're going to shift over to that right foot. Sorry if you can hear that. Shifting over to that right leg, bending that knee slightly. You're going to pick up that left knee, and you're send it all the way back. Your torso going to tilt forward to counterbalance it, and then you're just straighten back up. Either keeping it hover in those toes, or just tapping it down for a bit of stability. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to lean forward and send that right leg back, keeping left hip pulling forward so that they're nice and straight, and then inhaling to bring it back. Keeping a soft bend in that standing leg is going to help you massively. Let's just do two. Ooh, even I'm really wobbly on my right leg. And then next time you send that leg back, you're going to drop it and find that triangle leg pose. So again, everything's tracking forwards, your hips are facing forwards. I'm going to bring the ball up overhead, arms just slightly in front of the ears. Shifting forward to that right foot, you're going to try to keep that torso as upright as you can as you kick that left leg up and drop it all the way back, shifting backwards. Exhaling to lean forwards and kick, and inhaling to drop that foot and straighten back. So again, you're trying to feel that squeeze in the glute, which is why you're only leaning forwards enough to counteract that balance. And you want both of the hips to be still facing forwards. So that left hip is just pulling forwards. Let's just do two. And one last one. And then when you're done, reset that foot down. We're just gonna shake it out. And then we'll just quickly do some roll downs and we will be on our way. So we can just pop the ball to the side. We don't need it anymore. Setting up nice and tall, finding about a hip width distance between those legs, arms long by our side, and let's just tuck that chin, finding that curl down. Roll down, not curl down. Well, it sounds the same. Going nice and slow, soft bend in those knees. Maybe as your hands approach the mat, you're gonna find a deeper, more generous bend, just so you can feel the stretch in those hamstrings. And then you're gonna slowly come all the way up, picking yourself up from the belly button, straightening out in the hips before we start to unfurl in that spine. Taking heel lifts, arm sweeps up, coming up onto our toes, then coming all the way back down, nice and slow. Let's just do 2 more like this. Inhaling at the bottom, and then exhaling to come all the way up. And again, as when you restack, we're going to take those heel lifts, sweeping those arms up, looking forwards, then bring it all the way back down on an inhale. 1 more time. Finding that roll down nice and slow, using that center to really help control this movement. And at the bottom, maybe you want to take an extra breath or 2, bending deeply in the knees, or you want to extend one and then the other, just to feel it deeper in those hamstrings. You can do a little sway. You can hold your elbows. Wherever you are on that next exhale, we're just going to slowly come all the way up, nice and slow. Taking up our last heel lifts, arm sweeps up, rising onto our toes, and then bring it all the way down. And you're all done. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat today. I hope you enjoyed that little grounding, stability flow. I know it got quite, unstable at some points because girl, I was struggling out here too, but you did it and I'm so proud of you and I hope you have a lovely week and I will see you next time.